So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Anirin here, and today it is time for episode number 1 of our FIFA 20 career mode. I am not gonna lie, I am buzzing for this, ladies and gentlemen. FIFA 20 has arrived. You might have seen my first video on the game yesterday. If you haven't already, there'll be a link in the top right of the screen for you to go and check that one out. Today we are starting a career mode with Newcastle United. I'm buzzing, I'm excited for this because Newcastle is a club with so much history and so much support and a side that probably deserves better than what it's getting at the moment. So I am really looking forward to getting stuck in. All my managers have got Liverpool badges on. Listen, lads, it's not what I'm wanting from you today. All right, my head. I've got to try and recreate this mug in actual FIFA. Let's go. All right, I've made it look somewhat like my actual face. That's all we really care about because now we need a hat, fam. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. That's really tempting to me. I'm having a fedora. I'm 1000% having a fedora. Mike Ashley has gone mental. He's drafted in members of the Italian Mafia for this season, it would seem. All right, so obviously we're using Newcastle for this series. Only 30 million in the bank, and that's in dollars as well. So that's going to go down drastically when we change that to pounds. So what can you expect from this series? I mean, hopefully more of the same as what we got last year. The career modes with Wolves and Arsenal, if you haven't seen those already, were amazing amounts of fun in the Premier League. I love doing a Premier League career mode. And I love getting your guys' like feedback and opinions and actually getting you guys involved in the series as well. Hoping to still do player of the episode, though I'm not entirely sure how to go about giving out rewards for that. Obviously transfers as well. We're going to need to do plenty with this side overall. It is lacking in a lot of departments. So down in the comment section below, I'll be wanting your suggestions for players to sign during the course of this series. I did do an actual community post as well, asking for feedback, and I'll be using some of that in this first episode. Now, pre-season is going to be the first opportunity to actually get some money through the door, and we are going to need it. The only thing I'm thinking here is if we get a bad group in this one on the right, even though it's worth more, we could finish bottom. Like, there's no way we're beating PSV, Frankfurt, Wolfsburg, or Schalke, to be honest with you. I think this one is far, far easier. So even though there's like a 200k discrepancy, probably not even that actually, we're gonna go with that one. Big thing going into this year for FIFA 20 is squad morale, player conversations, press conferences, all kind of interlinked. You can see the squad morale right there, kind of in the middle. Everyone's just about content, which is kind of what you would expect. Everything we do during the course of this season is going to impact that, and then therefore impact how the players perform on the pitch. They can get boosts or decreases in certain attributes based on how confident they are and how good their morale is. So it's going to be really, really important to keep an eye on that. It's not something that I've ever dealt with before. I didn't play the beta. I didn't go to Gamescom. This is genuinely my first time playing FIFA 20 career mode. So now I've got to say, if you're enjoying this episode, the start to the series so far, and you are new to the channel, it'd be massively appreciated if you could hit that big old red button underneath the video. Any subscriber is a massive help to me, and you know, you're just automatically a hero if you press it. So I mean, what more could you possibly want? Here is the group that we've got then for pre-season. We've got Sporting from Portugal, Bologna of Italy, and Augsburg of Germany. Now, we took a little brief look at the squad there in terms of the starting 11, but let's take a little bit more of an in-depth guide into this team. Now, in goal, obviously, our starting goalkeeper is going to be Martin Dubravka of Slovakia, already one of the best players in the side. In fact, I think he might actually be, overall-wise, the best. Yep. Joint with Almiron. Good. We get the good ratings out of the way pretty quickly here. Rob Elliott is really the third choice goalkeeper. Carl Darlow is a pretty decent backup as well. Again, as you can see, morale-wise, he is content. Team performance, as you can see, is in the middle. Player performance, play time as well. So there's quite a few parameters that decide whether a player is actually going to be happy at the club. Matt Ritchie here, as you can see, is slightly different. He's happy with his contract, but his team performance, apparently, he's not really that happy with. Obviously, we haven't actually played any games yet, Matt, so you're going to have to give us a chance there. He obviously is one of the left wing backs along with Jetro Willems. Both those guys actually very evenly matched, though Willems is already unhappy. I mean, he literally just signed from Frankfurt. Kieran Clark at centre back, definitely one of the backup options, really. Lejeune has got a good overall, but I think he'll be beaten by the likes of Lascelles and also Cher, who we'll get onto in a moment. Federico Fernandez as well as Paul Dummett here, providing some, well, even more depth as far as centre backs are concerned. I mentioned Lascelles and also Fabian Cher. They, though, will be the main starting centre-backs. Both those guys got a little bit of potential to grow. On to the right-backs, we've got Emil Kraft, who's just signed from Amiens in France, I think, the Swedish international. Javier Manquillo as well. Fierce competition in terms of fullbacks, so they're all very similar rating. DeAndre Yedlin as well, 76 overall. Jack Colback, once of Sunderland, now of Newcastle. I don't see him staying at the club, really. Isaac Hayden should have a pretty decent part to play in this series. In my opinion, one of the most underrated holding mids in the entire league. Christian Atsu, once again, probably a depth winger, though this side doesn't really have too many wingers. John Joe Shelby should be a pretty key fixture in central midfield. Ki Sung Young will probably be a backup. Got Matthew Longstaff, who I assume is his brother, Sean Longstaff. I didn't even realise Sean Longstaff had a brother. He's showing great potential, so theoretically he should grow to something like 82, 83, but obviously, again, dynamic potential is a thing. Henri Saivet, probably again another player who will be going out the door pretty swiftly. I'll show you the transfer list after this. Miguel Almiron should be a key part of this squad going forward as well. I would rather play him as an attacking mid, but he seems to just be exclusively a left winger and a centre forward, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Alan Saint-Maximin as well as another big one. I really wish he had a game face though, and I really wish he had his Slazenger headband, but if actually no, what am I talking about? I wish he had his Gucci headband. Could you imagine? Listen, petition Gucci headband for Saint-Maximin. Joe Linton as well, 78 overall striker. Yoshinori Muto as well as a backup striker. Then Dwight Gale, Andy Carroll, who of course has returned home. But realistically, Joe Linton will firmly be the main striker. I feel like I would like to bring in another striker just to provide something different. All of these strikers, barring maybe Dwight Gale, I'm probably going to sell Muto, are all like really humongous, just good in the air. Probably couldn't control a beach ball if it came towards them. So ideally, I would quite like to get someone who can use their feet up top as well. So I mentioned the transfer list. There's actually plenty of players on it, to be honest. Henri Saivet is one, 74 overall. Jack Colback, again, going to be another one. Federico Fernandez is for sale, £5.5 million for him. Lazar is for sale because he's absolutely catastrophically bad. Manquillo. Jamie Sterry, yet another player who just won't grow to anywhere near Premier League quality. And also Yoshinori Muto. Now, in terms of players we wanted to bring in, I've made a pretty decently sized short list covering all the positions I think we need to strengthen, which includes a creative midfielder, a potential backup holding midfielder, a backup striker, some kind of fullback, and maybe a young centre-back. A lot needs to be done. But anyway, you can see as we go through the list, what I like to do in career modes on this channel usually is I quite like to bring in players that aren't massively well known, they're not your usual options, and then make them heroes on the channel. We're going to have to do that because we've only got £30 million, so we don't have the money to go out and flip him by whoever we want. Timu Pukki is here pretty much for the meme. That was suggested so many times. But plenty of others as well, like Erling Haaland, who was so good in the Champions League recently. Damari Gray falling out of favour, maybe a little bit of Leicester. Eberici Eze, and also Jared Bowen from the Championship, maybe a bit more of a realistic signing. As you can see, we've got some emails as well. This is how the all-new email system is looking. We've got the player chat section as well, which is where players might start voicing concerns. I'll be honest, we barely even have enough players to warrant training right now, but I'm going to get straight into it anyway. Sean Longstaff is someone I really want to train. Alright, so we've got some interactions with players straight off the bat, and the only one that's positive is Jamal Lascelles saying, "Greetings, boss. On behalf of the whole team, I'd like to give you a warm welcome." I'm going to say I'm excited about the future. What can I say about Saivet? I can't guarantee you playing time. Yeah, I'm going to say I can't guarantee you playing time. That's helped a little bit. I mean, is it really that much of a consolation? Anyway, it's time for our first pre-season game. We're simming this one. We're not at home. I was about to say we're at home. We're not. It's a neutral ground. We're playing Bologna here. I will play a game in this episode because I want to get used to the team. I want to get used to the game as well. I forgot that it sims automatically. You don't actually get to watch it anymore, which is quite sad. To be honest, it's a 2-0 win though against Bologna, so a good start to pre-season, but the risk that came with playing a full-strength side is that we've now got an injury to DeAndre Yedlin. It's not too bad. Only a pulled calf for DeAndre Yedlin, so he's out for a week. He'll miss the next pre-season game, but we've got like 4 right backs, so it's fine. So as you can see already, the attributes are taking hold because I've transfer listed Manquillo, Fernandez, Muto as well is also unhappy. So it is really going to be super important that we actually keep players happy. As you can see, Lascelles is an example of that. Gone up by +3 on quite a few things, +5 on reactions. Anyway, time for yet another sim, another game in pre-season. I apologise that I'm simming these, but as you can see, second game there is a draw, 1-1 against Augsburg. Complete side note, if anyone was wondering wondering about Player of the Episode, Hall of Fame and stuff like that, those things are going to be continuing into this career mode. If you don't know already, I usually do a vote system where we decide who the best player in an episode was, and then based on who wins, they get some kind of reward. And the Hall of Fame is basically the actual records and accolades room. So whoever's got the most goals in the series, most amount of assists in the series, we keep a track of it and then put it in the Hall of Fame. We've actually got a really good bid here for Yoshinori Muto. It's already above his valuation. And interestingly, our CEO reckons we could get a lot more for him. How out of all the players have we received the most interest in Ashraf Lazar? He's 67 rated and 27. He's like League One quality. Now though, that all-important final game of the group stages here in this preseason tournament, we face Sporting in a sim. Obviously after this is the semi-finals and the final. I will probably play the semi-final, and then obviously if we get to the final as well. As you can see, the result is about to come in. We actually win 3-1, surprisingly, because Sporting are a really good side. As you can see, that's already had an impact on the transfer budget. £1.2 million pretty much has been added to it, so not bad. Not gonna lie to the scouts, I think we're gonna struggle to bring in Kylian Mbappe, realistically. First player's been sold, of course it's Lazar. Like, just... why was there a frantic flurry for him? Of all the players, have fun frauding your way to Scottish Premier Leagues, mate, because you're not going to be playing in any of them. I don't know why I'm being so harsh to this geezer. I'm sure he's a lovely lad. Right, one thing I'm going to say about our team, we've actually got so much depth in defence, it's actually a joke. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous. Equally, up top, we're not bad. Andy Carroll, Dwight Gale as well, don't even get into the team. I want to bring in another striker too. But centre mid-wise and winger-wise, we are lacking. Christian Atsu is pretty much the only winger of any worth we've got. Rolando Aarons is okay, but that's pretty much it. So this is going to be it, the first game of this entire series against Torino in the semi-finals of the pre-season tournament. Really excited to get into this one. Like, I don't know what to expect. I've never used this team. I've never played this game really going into this video. Right, here we are, sports fans. It's time to get into this semi-final. The European Shield. We've got some new graphics, how delightful to see. I need to switch the commentary off. Hang on a second, bear with me. Turns out I cannot switch off the commentary. We move. Miguel Almiron is the player to watch out for. He's someone that I've got a lot of faith in as well. A lot of expectations are riding on him. I think like he's going to be a very key member of this squad. So here we go then. I've heard a lot about this. And it's actually quite slow. I can already tell it's slow. Goodness gracious me. I usually use fast game speed. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty sure I forgot to put that on. As Torino come forward and immediately score. Right, okay, so to be brutally honest, it's not been a great start. Both centre-backs being frauded there a little bit. Cher missing out on a challenge. Sells a little bit out of position. Yeah, I'll go Falke here for Torino. This is Di Silvestri down the right-hand side. The ball in is going to find someone, actually, weirdly, and they've managed to cut past the defender and force a save out of Dubravka. Tackling is hard. You've got to, like, nail in terms of, like, the positioning. You can't just rely on the AI sticking out a foot in the right direction. This has come to Isaac Hayden, whose shot is a very good one. It almost spilled towards Joe Linton. All right, we've had our first shot in this series. Isaac Hayden. I didn't really have him down as the odds-on favourite for that accolade, but Ki Sung-young now has put that in the bottom corner. It's a much more successful second strike of the series. Ki Sung-young has equalised. That is a nice goal. I didn't even tell him to put it along the floor, but he's just finessed it down in the bottom corner. It's a classy one from Ki Sung-young, the Korean, who I was, to be honest, only playing to see whether he was any good. This is somewhat of a test for him. He's doing all right so far. I'd give him a solid B right now, straight off the bat. Oh, why did they flipping let us be able to customize managers, man? It was always going to be a mistake from the start. Our Fedora-equipped manager goes mental on the touchlines. We're level. Oh, we've been done dirty here. Belotti's just run through. Tackling is actually mad. I mean, nah, it's probably not. I'm probably just terrible. But as in, just like, you really have to, like, I mean, this looks horrendous, but, like, I can guarantee on FIFA 19 that I would have won the ball back there. Like, you really have to come in from the absolute correct angle. And that's probably the thing that's going to take the most getting used to. We're 2-1 down, just to put it out there. I didn't actually clarify. Back to Joe Linton again in a little bit of space. Goes for the shot. It's blocked. Comes back to Joe Linton. Bouncing around and then straight at the keeper in the end. Here's some Maximin again. Trying to burst through. He's done really well, but blazed it over the bar. Really just easy to... This is such a weird game to play, man. This is so odd. Found it very easy to get into space, though, there. Just should have done better with the strike overall. Longstaff. Looking for a 1-2 here. He's got it as Longstaff, and that is 2-2. Very entertaining start to life here on FIFA 20. It's simple as well. It's just literally a 1-2 between Longstaff and Joelinton. I'm getting a vibe here that no one's very good at defending, which is great, actually, because it provides great entertainment. All right, cool. Can I work out how to actually tackle people now? This is Saint-Maximin, who's got on his bike. No one's going towards him at all. He can put that in. It's towards Joelinton, and he just didn't shoot. Put a shot on that, and that's in, because you got contact on it. You got a touch on the ball. This is Ki Sung-young. This is Hayden. One more time into Longstaff, going for a second, and he's not far away. Alan Saint-Maximin's pace is mad, to be honest with you, and he's got men in the middle, one at the back stick. That is Almiron. That should have been 3-2, but what a save that is. This is now into Yago Falque. Torino looking dangerous here. That's back into Zaza. Lascelles. Fam, oh man, come on, listen, bruv. Right, I'm gonna, oh man, okay, AI defenders are idiots. I didn't paint myself in much glory here either. Cher was kind of out of position. Why does Lascelles move the opposite way? Zaza is literally, Zaza's in on goal to the near post. Lascelles is like, you know what, I'm just gonna move away from him. I'm not having any of it. Closing down, who does that in this day and age? Once you get a tackle in, it's quite successful, but actual positioning is so hard because the AI don't want to position themselves, and they're really slow as well. But it's the same with the actual AI. Like playing like Torino are literally the same. Ball through there is a really good one into Miguel Almiron, who cuts back and is brought down. That is going to be a penalty. It's Lorenzo Di Silvestri who has given that one away. We've got an opportunity to score from the spot. Won't be as easy as it seems, however, because I don't know how to take the new penalties. However, I am getting a tutorial. Aim with the toggle, press B to power up the shot. Oh shit, I didn't even look at step 2. Okay, I'm completely blind as to what step 2 is. This is very sensitive. Alright, Almiron. Very good penalty. I like that from you, son. It's 3-3. Almiron levels it up. As you could probably tell by my action during that penalty, didn't have much confidence in myself, but it's actually a really decent effort from the Paraguayan. I couldn't have asked for much more in terms of a first game. 6 goals. We're not doing badly, folks. All right, now, if at this point, if we could work out how to defend, that would be good. Yeah, I like Ki Sung-young, you know. I actually rate him a lot still. He's good. All right, cool. I can rely on him. Got maybe one chance here to go forward. This is Isaac Hayden on the ball. Ki Sung-young here. Joelinton's running on. This is Joelinton. One more time over to Isaac Hayden. Now into Alan Saint-Maximin. Need something from someone. This is Hayden. Longstaff, first time, and saved by the keeper. A chance right at the end, a minute as well after additional time. Worked it really well. One last chance now with the corner before a potential penalty shootout. Lascelles gets his head on it. It's bouncing around, and Cher gets absolutely no purchase on it whatsoever on the turn. It is going to be a penalty shootout. Referee, just blow it now. Interesting that Miguel Almiron was the man who took our penalty in the actual game, yet Fabian Cher is the best penalty taker. Nerve-wracking stuff. Penalty shootout. Fabian Cher. First of all, Cher with the pen. Straight at the keeper, and it's very powerful, but over the bar in the end. Zaza now with the penalty. He sends Dubravka the wrong way. Now it's up to Ki Sung-young potentially to try and grab one here for Newcastle. Get us off the board. It's saved again, though. And now we really are in issues. Yago Falque has got to miss here, and he does, thankfully. Dubravka doesn't even have to save it. Almiron next. He scored, obviously, in the game. I mean, that wasn't where I aimed it. You can see the aim. You can't get away with this anymore, EA. It's 2-0. I mean, that's pretty much game done now. We're not going to bring this back. EA, you can't get away with this whole, oh yeah, the penalty can go wherever it was. When you base it on having an aim, it doesn't make any sense. Joelinton there, and it's, I mean, alright, safe. We didn't score a single penalty. Are you mental? This keeper's running about, celebrating. All his teammates just walked off. I mentioned that this would be a relatively important game for Ki Sung-young to see whether he's really trustworthy coming to the side. Got man of the match, so I can't really argue. 9.1. I'm not gonna lie, I think that was an alright first result. I know the penalty shootout was a calamity. I hear that. But 3-3 with a side like Newcastle's. I know we've got a good attack. Joelinton, Saint-Maximin, Almiron are all very good players. But overall, this is very much lower mid-table side football that we should be playing. So Torino are a good side. I've got players players like Andrea Bellotti. To be able to get a 3-3 draw against them, even though we lost the penalty shootout, is not too bad. We still earned £2.7 million despite going out of the competition at that point, which isn't too bad, but obviously now we don't get the further £3 million we would have got if we'd won the tournament outright. Bang in, flurry of players being sold. Federico Fernandez is on his way out of the club. £3.5 million have been earned from him. We got 7 mil for Muto. Quite stingy, to be honest with you, given it was 9.5. I don't understand why is this a thing? Because where does that money even go? I know maybe that is how it works in real life, but at least you'd see the results of that. You don't see the results of that on FIFA. Anyway, that's a debate for another day. £7 million for Muto, £3.2 million for Saive. And if we go across now to the transfer budget, you can see we've almost got 50 mil. Now we're going to ease ourselves into things here as far as transfers are concerned. We're going for a depth player first of all. We're going for a big player right at the end of the episode, so stick around for that one. First player we're going in for is a depth attacking midfielder or central midfielder. Eberechi Eze is a young Englishman from Queen's Park Rangers down in the Championship, so it's bringing talent from the second tier up into the first tier. But we've got a new setting in the background as well, which I feel really matches my guy's fedora. His current value is 3.6, so I'm just going to offer that straight off the bat, and they're happy with that. All right, cool. We've lowballed massively there because the CEO reckoned we had to pay more than that, but I will take it. A waiter goes past with the food. We just sat down in that restaurant and then didn't even eat anything. What was the point in even going there? As much as we should be saving literally as much money as possible, it's the first signing of the series. I have to do the negotiation screen. It would pretty much be against the law not to. 5-year contract? Calm, mate. You're a youngster. Don't worry about it. Disregard release clause. Thankfully, he's given me wage demands. That always helps, because I never know what the hell to offer them. It's 12k a week. Not even really that high, but I am going to counter it because, again, listen, this is a sportsdirect.com football club. We've got to scrape as much money out of this as possible. No, he wants 12k. All right, I mean, it's not that much of a discrepancy. Eberechi Eze coming in then from Queen's Park Rangers is the first signing of this series. Again, realistically, it's a depth signing. So here he is, the only attacking mid we technically have in the side. He's already not happy with the team performance. Well, why did you come here, Eberechi? And he can also play as a winger, and we don't have many backup wingers either. So even if he doesn't get much time in the centre of the park, he might get a decent amount of time as a winger. Now, this is going to be the big one. This is where we potentially make our biggest signing of the entire transfer window. And we're going to be bringing in a creative midfielder. We don't really have much creativity in the midfield. John Joe Shelby, we have a bit. Longstaff, we have a bit. Ki Sung Young, we have a bit. But there's no one who's a designated playmaker and quite a good dribbler on the ball. Just a popular current number 10. So there's 3 options we can go for. One of them is a lot cheaper because it would then enable us to maybe do more with the squad. Anyway, on to the options. One of them has been on the screen for quite some time. Kangin Lee of Valencia has got a release clause of £24 million. However, not every player that has a release clause, you have to pay that. So technically, we might be able to get him for less. If Valencia are very much set on not wanting to sell him, then we will have to pay £24.1 million for him. Dominic Zabojlai, or Zabojlai, I've probably butchered that so much, but the Red Bull Salzburg attacking mid, who scored in the Champions League during the course of this week, is the cheaper option, much lower in terms of wages and much lower in terms of valuation, £12.8 million to £18 million. However, he is only 74 overall. And then finally, we've got Danny Olmo, who is the most expensive, potentially, if we have to pay right at the top of that. It might not be. He might actually be less than Kangin Lee. Obviously, he's a better overall as well than Kangin Lee, but he doesn't have that release clause. So that's the reason why he might be a little bit cheaper. You know what? I might as well just chuck in an extra one as well. Georgi Chakvatadze is also on my shortlist. Another player with a really good potential. Again, very low wages, which is something that I like to see. Danny Olmo, Chakvatadze. We've also got Zabojlai and also Kangin Lee as well. But there will be a poll on the top right of the screen. Make sure to vote in that one. That will decide which player we go in for. So a calm start to proceedings, I want to say, apart from the game, which was literally mental. Don't worry, there will be plenty more signings. It's not just going to be Eberechi Eze and then the player you guys vote for in the poll. But for now, I would say we are done. In the background, you'll see the Hall of Fame, which is very, very, well, it's basically non-existent. We've only played 1 game. But as I mentioned at the start of this episode, this is where all the accolades and records are kept for this series. But for now, we are done here with episode number 1 of the FIFA 20 career mode. Just realized I apologize if at some point I called it FIFA 19. Still trying to get out of the habit of playing FIFA 19 and calling it that, so apologies again. If you did enjoy this video though, slap a like on it and subscribe, of course, if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. You can also follow me on social media. It's at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.